Hey, what's up everyone, welcome back to my guitar lesson. Today we're going to be learning Eat the Rich by Aerosmith. So this is kind of like a tribute to them because, you know, they earlier this month they announced that they weren't going to tour anymore. And they're my favorite band, so it was pretty heartbreaking for me to hear that. And because, you know, Joe Perry was a massive influence on my playing, and just the entire band is just great. Just 70s blues, just riff rock, you know, just so just like that. But it was an amazing band, but as YouTubers, this is the best I can do. Just make songs for them and spread their music as much as possible since they're not touring and can't promote it themselves anymore. So for this video, we're going to be taking a look at their hit song "Eat the Rich," which is off the Get a Grip album released in the 90s. Of course, it's famous for like its three trilogy of ballads: "Crazy," "Amazing," and "Crying." Forgot the third one. But yeah, "Eat the Rich" is a killer song, amazing guitar work on the song. So we got started with this little intro played by Joe Perry. So it sounds like this. So what you're doing is hitting an E power chord right here. This twice. So you do that a few times, and then you jump up here to hit this Hendrix chord right here. So the Hendrix chord, it's called the Hendrix chord because Hendrix used it a lot in a lot of songs. For example, like "Purple Haze." Yeah. Well, so the chord is 7th fret on the A string, 6th fret on the D string, 7th fret on the G string, and 8th fret on the B string. So alright, so you hit that, and then we get into the second part of the intro. It sounds like this. Alright, so what's going on there? So the first we have, sometimes it sounds like he's hammering on, or sometimes it sounds like he's picking this part. I think he's picking it when I see him do it live, or you can hammer on, doesn't matter. A 5 to 7 on the A, to 5th on the D, so vibrato on that D, and then do 5 7 on the A again. This time finish on the 3rd fret on the A string. Sorry, low E string. So then you do slide into the 6th fret on the low E string. Put the 5th fret on the A string. 6 5 6 5 on the low E string. And then just finish it off with that E power chord again, hitting it twice before. So we do that a few times before getting into the verse riff, which is what I played in the intro. So it sounds like this. Extremely fun to play, a very good exercise for pull-offs too, because the entire riff is literally just pull-offs. So every note that I'm about to say, you're going to pull off to the open string. So all the notes are on the low E string and the A string. That's the entire riff, right? Low E string and A string. For every note, you're going to pull it off to the open string, right? So let me show you. So we have 5th fret on the low E string to 7th fret. Like I said, make sure you pull off every single note. Pull off to the open string. So 5 7 on the low E string, 5 on the A, and then to 7 low E string. So for the first part we have this. Alright, and the second part of the riff goes like this. That's just 4, 5, 6, 7 on low E string. Make sure, like I said before, pull off every single note to the open string. And then put it together. So that's the entire first riff. Then we get into the pre-chorus. It sounds like this. Anyways, I don't know what I did in the last part. So we have this little lick that happens at the end of it, which I'll show you also. But first, let's go over the main chords, because there's 3 main chords. They're all power chords, but let's go over the chords first before going into the little licks at the end. Alright, so the chords we have. So we have the E power chord like we played at the start. Then we have an F sharp power chord based off the second for the low E string. Move that 1 fret to the G power chord. And then finally the A power chord on the 5th fret of the low E string. So let me just play it a few times so you can get the rhythm down, because you don't just, it's not just one hit, there's a lot of percussive hits going on too, so you gotta feel the rhythm. So the percussive hit goes on between the 2nd and 3rd fret power chord. So and also a little licks going on at the end of it. So you can just hold this chord, or you could play the lick if you want. So that's just a 2nd fret bend on the G string to the open G string back to the 2nd fret. And the second time he does it, he just bends the 2nd from the G string, just holds it. So you do that twice, the whole lick thing going on, right? So you do that twice, and the 3rd time you play through that, and then you go back and you start doing that little build up, which leads to the chorus. So that little build up is on the 2nd fret power chord, the F sharp, the same F sharp power chord that we looked at before. Alright, so that leads us into the chorus, which sounds like this. Alright, and that leads us into the first interlude solo. So alright, so let's do the chorus riff now. So we have 5th fret power chord on the A string. Slide it up to the 7th fret, and then play the 5th fret again. So and then play the 5th fret on the low E string power chord. So and hit it twice again, the 5th fret on the low E string. So and then 2 percussive hits. After the 2 percussive hits, slide into the 7th fret power chord and just go down. So play 7, 5, 3. So far we have. get the 3rd fret power chord, hit it again, and then you could finish off on this chord right here. So, the 2nd fret on the D string, and then 1st fret on the G string. So, repeat that I think 4 times, and then we go into the interlude solo, which I'm not gonna go over in detail. I'll just kind of show you what he's doing, because he improvises it every single time, and he plays it live. He throws in extra licks and stuff. Because as you can hear, it's improvised. So just like. I don't know what I'm doing. Just improvise whatever's in the E minor scale right here. This is E minor pentatonic. This is the higher octave. Musician, just improvise there, improvise up here, do whatever you want, just improvise real quick. So that after that we go back into the verse riff, back to the pre-chorus, and then back to the chorus, and then we have this interlude going on, which is a build up to the solo, which is the same thing as the intro, you know. You do that a few times before you go into the actual solo. So the actual solo, most of it's improvised at the start, but I'll show you the main stuff he's doing while he go over the solo. So first, we start off with this. Something random like that. I just come up with something. So the first part of the solo goes like this. That first part here, so that's the open E string, high E string, and 3rd fret on the B string, pull off the open B string, then bend the 3rd fret on the high E string. So then he just does like like when I said, one of those feel things again. Just a quick blues run, minor pentatonic. Something like that. Just a blur of notes. And the next thing that we actually notice in here, it's this. That's the 3rd fret bend on the B string, the 2nd fret bend on the B string. So. Then he just does this little thing. Something like that. So what he's basically doing is playing around with the 2nd fret on the G string, the open G string. So he's picking a few notes and hammering on and pulling off, just doing a little bit of both on everything. But it's just these 2 notes, open G string, and the 2nd fret on the G string. So, and then he just he throws in some more quick notes. We're doing like a build up to the next phrase. So he just stays here in this position, the E minor pentatonic. So you can just play a bunch of random notes, or you can like do a little build up. I like to do that live. Just sliding up on the A string or low E string before we go into the because there's just a bunch of notes before we go into the actual next phrase, which you can actually hear, which sounds like this. So for that, we're bending the 12th fret on the G string, and we're hitting the 10th fret on the high E string alongside the open B. So bend the 12th fret on the G string first, okay? So while you're bending that note, hit the 10th fret on the high string and the open B string. So just create a bunch of chaos basically. Then he does this little lick. So bend and release on 11th fret of the G string. Then do 9-11 hammer pull on the G string. So Then he does this little funk inspired thing going on. He's focused on the E minor pentatonic here, so we're doing double stops right here on the B string and the high E string, 12th fret. So you can do it up here. Doesn't matter. Just create a little rhythm going on before we go into the next most like recognizable note and that you can hear, which is full step bend on the 15th fret of the high string. And then after that, he just does a bunch of chaos until the end of the solo. Just a bunch of blues runs, and you just gotta feel it, man. You know, this E minor pentatonic. So after the bend. I don't know. Just do whatever you want. Do whatever you want. And on the open E string, that's the important thing. And if you have a whammy bar, just dive it down. And you hear some feedback going on. What he's doing is hitting the 17th fret right here. And he's also doing a dive bomb with that. Well, in the actual recording, he detuned the string. So if you don't want to do that, which I don't, just do a dive bomb. So. Like that. And that's basically the entire song. After the solo, you just go back in the chorus again. This is the outro, and yeah, that's literally it. So, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.